Welcome, Minecrafters, to Medieval Minecraft, episode 45, and yes, that is a cave spider spawner above my head, but that's not why we're here. We are here to look at an absolutely epic XP generator. This thing is awesome. Yes, totally unlimited XP. This week, I was playing a little Minecraft, I was out caving, and I came upon a skeleton spawner, one of the most valuable blocks in the game. And then I went to light up the area around it, and I found another one. And this one was the second one that I found, is right near that cave spider spawner, which is totally awesome. We'll talk about that later. But right now, this system is completely automatic. Notice how I've collected over 140 XP, and I have done that without killing skeletons, without killing mobs. I'm letting the dogs do all the work. So I'm generating almost unlimited XP while I'm AFC, away from the console. This is fantastic. Now, this is actually the second one of these that I've built. It only took me a couple of hours to build it. I built it on a Sunday morning, and then I just let the Xbox run while I was asleep, and when I went to work on Monday, and now I'm back. So this has all been, all this XP was generated in about 24 hours maybe, while I was completely away from the console. And like I said before, it's the second one I built. The first design that I did, I was kind of underneath the spawner. The spawner in this case is right behind me. The reason I set it up on this level is because I wanted to be really close to that cave spider spawner, so that in the future I may be able to use that as a string and wool farm. Now notice how I'm standing here in the corner. You want to set up your your AFK location, so that you're kind of in a little corner like that, because the dogs are going to walk around in here and they're going to bump into you. And if they do that too much and they move you from a couple of blocks and everything, eventually, if you're away from the console long enough, you will your hunger bar will start to go down. You could actually have to respawn. I've never had that happen, but I have had my hunger bar go down. So that is the cave spider spawner right up there. It's fantastic. This location is just perfect. You know, I should be able to set this thing up so that I can get XP, bones, arrows, and all kinds of unlimited wool. This place is just going to be fantastic. Now, what's really amazing is right here, I found another spawner. Look at this. It's a zombie spawner. Now, we certainly don't need to find another one of those. I found so many of those this game. It's amazing. And I've certainly found all kinds of these cave spider spawners, probably more than any other spawner. But that's okay, because the location of this one, relative to where the skeleton spawner is perfect. If I want to, I should be able to set up one location, one AFC spot that will keep both spawners running. I can collect all kinds of string and wool while I'm getting everything from the skeleton spawner. So, but anyway, that's that lever down there turns on this redstone up here, which lights all these lights. The skeleton spawner is directly underneath that right there. We'll come over here and take a look at that. Just take these two blocks out right here. There shouldn't be any more in there. They probably got washed out while we were after we turned the light on, so nothing else has had a chance to spawn in here. You can see that's where the skeleton spawner is, and the layout that I did of this to collect them is the same one that I used in episode 13 and 14 when I was collecting up the zombies from a zombie spawner. So it's pretty simple if you want to know how to do that. I mean, I went through a block by block build on that thing, but those of you that have already seen that or have a little more experience with Minecraft, you don't need to see that. So we'll just turn this thing back on. We'll let those guys spawn in, and we'll let these dogs here take these guys out. That'll be kind of fun watching that. Now notice we've got a 3x3 matrix here of hoppers in the floor. It's hooked up to a chain. I'll go down underneath and show you that in a little while. And you need to put all those in there, all those hoppers in there, because even if you run the blocks down right to where the skeletons are dropping in, you're going to get some of their drops are going to glitch out. They're going to fall outside of that, so you need to have that full set of hoppers there. And I'm going to set these guys down. And notice I do bring a little bit of rotten flesh with me, because you got to keep your dogs relatively well fed. They're going to be walking around doing a little bit of work for you, and you don't want them to get too tired out, so we just bring a little bit of rotten flesh. So let's go down and take a look at how this thing works. This is the ladder going up. If you look straight up in there, you can see, you got a little bit of a glimpse of the spawner in there behind our skeleton buddies coming in right here. Now let's follow these guys up. We're just alternating the water as it sits on top of signs. This is the same design that we used when we made the zombie spawner. Now I also have built this thing earlier. I built this thing with magma blocks, If you put water on top of magma blocks, the mobs will take damage, and I got the skeletons down to a one-hit kill, but it was a little bit hard to control it, and the dogs could actually go in and stand on the magma blocks and get injured. So I just used this. I just dropped them down almost exactly 22 blocks. And you notice once in a while some of them will actually die when they hit, but that's okay. I just made it easy for the dogs to kill. Now I wanted you to take a look at this location. Notice that I'm relatively close to my iron golem farm. That's the other village where our main base is, but I'm close enough to this thing so that iron golem farm is running all the time. And then also the other two farms that we have over there, the sugarcane farm and the pumpkin farm, are running also while we're here. We're close enough to keep those chunks spawned in, or loaded, whatever terminology you want to use. So while we're here, keeping this farm running, we're also getting iron and sugarcane and pumpkins. So anyway, here's the row of hoppers that's coming out of that little matrix, 3x3 matrix up there. And that row runs right over here into basically a trash can here. It's the same design that we used previously in our episode on how to make a trash can. And also we put one of those things in our gold farm. I think that was only, maybe one episode ago we did that. So here we go. We got our sorter set up here. We're sorting out the arrows. That's the only thing we really want to collect, the arrows and the bones. And everything else we're shooting into that trash can. So you can see we got all kinds of arrows here. We got all oh my gosh, this is amazing. We got 2.5 double chest full. I'm going to have to shut this thing down pretty soon. Just shoot everything into the trash. Wow, that is unbelievable. One long extended AFC session, and that thing is just absolutely loaded up. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, let me go over some of the details of that you need to keep in mind when you're building one of these things. The first one is you need to keep your AFC point within 16 blocks of the spawner. Another thing to consider is that dogs will range on the skeletons, so they're going to move around in here. They'll be able to see the skeletons when they're in the spawner, going up the ladder and coming down, all that kind of stuff. So make sure you put yourself in a corner so you don't get pushed around by the dogs. The XP will move toward you when you're within 6 blocks of it. You can actually have XP travel through a door, so you can set yourself up in a separate room if you really wanted to. Just make sure you're within 6 blocks of where the dogs are taking out the skeletons. I'm using 3 dogs here. I just find that's a little easier and faster. You could just use 1 dog if you wanted to. Now, we're going to talk about how to find these skeleton spawners. I have found almost all of the ones I found were near the end of abandoned mine shafts. I've only found one that was not near the end of an abandoned mine shaft. You can use the X-ray device if you want to look for areas around, potential areas where you might find the skeletons near the end of abandoned mine shafts. That would help. Episode 35 of this series shows you how to make a simple X-ray device. If you're interested in how to find these skeleton spawners, just let me know. I can make a simple video on how to do that. It's really not that hard. Well, this is certainly one of the more useful devices you can build in Minecraft. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Sir Calvin of the Arch, and I'm signing out.